The following is a presentation of BiGGs Media Services.
Are you ready? Time to play the game!
BiGGs Golf Talk. Golf Talk for golfers.
You want to hear a nice golf joke? Yeah, I should have showed up and watched me play yesterday. I should be put on Chick Galore or something like that. A team named that. Scramblers. That's it. Scramblers, that's a team I should be on. Because I was scrambling for my ball.
There's a golf shot. That's a golf shot.
Hey, when am I going to get the caddy?
The bag is bigger than you.
So?
That white one?
Yeah?
That's the one you're carrying.
Oh, man, that thing's a boat anchor.
I haven't had the golf anything since high school.
No, that's you, not me. She likes to enjoy a beverage herself. Is that what you're trying to say?
I might be distracted. That's another story.
Golf course and equipment reviews, golf news, guests, and lots of golf humor. When you need to drive for show,
Are you ready?
for BiGGs Golf Talk.
I'm special.
Yes, you are, with a helmet.
So I got that going for me, which is nice.
It is showtime, baby. Here we go.
BiGGs Golf Talk is presented by U.S. Golf Challenge with Tito's Vodka. You must be 21 years of age to enjoy a great Tito's beverage, and boy, oh boy, did I enjoy many beverages that include Tito's this past weekend. BiGGs Golf Talk also sponsored in part by ShotScope, Data is Power, Encore Golf, Photo Ball Marker, McNally 22, and Ready Putt. Connect with BiGGs Golf Talk on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Golf Ball. Subscribe to BiGGs Golf Talk on YouTube and iTunes. We're available in the Google Play Music Store, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all your smart home devices. Our website, www.biggsgolftalk.com, BiGGs golftalk.com. That's the website you want to write down because although October's giveaway has officially closed and we will announce the winners a little bit later, November giveaways will be launched on Monday, and you'll want to enter that every single day. And boy, oh boy, we'll tell you all about what we're giving away in November for your holiday season. So, yeah, we're going to really take care of you. We got 3 giveaways for November. I am Bigg Jon Vick. He is the GolfFather, Bill Cuebas. And, Billy, what a week it has been. You and I started at Disney Springs. We wound up in Orlando at the Team Gamez Chipping for Children event, and what an event it was, Bill.
Oh, it was an amazing event, amazing time, great people. Left there with some new family. It's amazing.
Thanks for being my designated driver, by the way. That's all I got to say.
Always, you know that. I unfortunately don't dabble in beverage, so yeah, you're kind of lucky.
Well, Tito's Vodka being one of the sponsors for the Team Gamez Chipping for Children event, and it was great to see the Tito's people out there. You and I sporting our Tito's swag, our loudmouth shorts and our shirts, and like I said, it was a fabulous, big show party. The pairings party was just fabulous with a lot of great talent.
Yes.
You and I were fortunate enough to get the invite to the VIP party the night before. And what a great night it was that night as well. But we have the hostess, if you will, behind the scenes. She is the backbone of this event, while Robert Gamez has his name on the billing. I don't know if he does as much work as the beautiful wife of Denise Gamez, who, just a phenomenal lady that works hard. She has a full-time job. As a matter of fact, Robert actually talked about it on stage, at the pairings party, and talked about how Denise has a full-time job and really just takes on this event and gets everything in the order. And boy, oh boy, what an order it was, because it was just a phenomenal weekend, Bill.
Yes, it was. I mean, watching her go, I don't know how she has the energy to do it. She never stopped. She's like that bunny rabbit from TV. She never stopped. She just kept going. She partied when it was time to party.
I'm not sure she's recovered, but we have her on the phone line right now, and I'm not sure she's recovered, but she has agreed to come on and spend a few minutes with us to talk about the event. And, we'll get her feelings on it, and if she feels it was a success and all that stuff. Denise Gamez, the wife of the Champions Tour player Robert Gamez, Team Gamez, welcome into BiGGs Golf Talk.
Hey, thanks, guys. It's great to be here. And I have not recovered. I still have Tito's brain.
That's a good excuse. All right.
I was using it all weekend.
Yes.
I forgot
At
to do
most.
what? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
First off, what is your and your husband's feeling about the event? Was it a success for you guys?
Oh my gosh, it was such a huge success. I would actually say this might have been our best one yet. I think, every year we learn from stupid things we do, so we don't do those again. And this is our 10th annual one. So I feel like every year it just gets better and better and better. And every year, because we bring back a lot of the same celebrities because they're like our family. And so it's a big, you guys were in the VIP suite. That was just a big family, acoustic jam. Everybody's just getting up, doing their thing. And, you don't get that. You don't get that anywhere else, I don't think. And so I think it was a huge success. The hotel was amazing. The Rosen Center, oh my gosh, they just went above and beyond for us. The music was off the charts, I thought. And I think, financially, it was great. We had a great auction. We had awesome sponsors, and every year we give away about $100,000. And so I'm pretty sure we're going to be right there this year. So.
Yes. That was amazing. That giveaway, not even a giveaway, but the auction went crazy.
It was.
I was excited. I was like, they were going back and forth, and I was like, okay, so these two guys are playing with each other. They just kept raising items, and I was like, wow, I loved it. Even the parties.
I love the fact that Robert Gamez got on stage and was telling people, "Shut up! We're trying to raise money here."
He didn't say shut up. He did it the appropriate way.
Yeah, at first, because he actually threatened to close down the bar, which I think he did. I think he closed the two back bars down. And
he did.
And he said, "Come on, guys. You guys want to talk? Go out there. Once we get through all this, then we're going to go back to partying." That was the right thing to do. This is a charitable event. This is an event, a fundraiser, so that we're there to raise funds.
We had some awesome auction items too. Austin Petty brings in a meet and greet with his grandfather, Richard Petty. And the thing I always tell people. We don't buy our auction items. We don't partner with a company where the company takes part of it. All of our friends just donate these amazing things, right? Yes. So it's just, I'm always overwhelmed, and I always cry. I cry every year. You saw that too, didn't you?
Yeah.
You saw that. They kept growing because you had guys like Brendan Sweeney from French.
I was just going to say,
you had the two guys going back and forth. He goes, you know what? You both do this price, and we'll throw two packages, not one. You each get one, and that's amazing because now you're raising double the money, which was awesome to see. And then I got to actually golf with Austin, and what a great.
Let's talk about what Austin did. So they had this NASCAR experience that they were auctioning off, and Austin comes on the microphone all of a sudden. He says, "This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to guarantee you the Daytona 500." That is incredible.
Yeah, and there was a lot of, guys throwing in $1,000 bottle champagnes.
Yeah.
You do this, I'm gonna give you, and I'm like, what? And
that's our buddy.
Yes, and that just proves your point. You guys didn't buy these items to auction off. These people were there supporting, and when they saw that, you know what, we're going to throw this thing over the top, and they did. They would just keep giving and giving until they reached a number that they were happy with.
None of the celebrities were paid to be there.
Nope.
So I just want to bring that up.
Yeah, we cover flights and hotel. And then they donate their time. So we have all these amazing musicians like Charlie Huhn, the lead singer from Foghat, sang for free. Yes. Steve Azar, Rick Monroe, Rob West. They're all up there. They're our friends, and so they're like, sure, we're in, because they believe in what we're doing. And I just, again, I get all emotional about it because I just look around and I'm just like, oh my God, at some point these people bought into our vision, and they've been in for life. Last year, we auctioned off Rick Monroe for like an acoustic concert with Rick. We sold two of those. He let us do two.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're gonna sing two more times for free?
There's a lot of amazing people there, and And you have to think, because I was talking to Chris Kirkpatrick from InSync, and I kept telling Biggs, I was like, I know him, but he was so down to earth. Me and him are just talking like we knew each other. He's telling jokes. We're going back and forth. And I'm like, Biggs, I know him, man. I just don't know where I know him from. And it's because he was hanging on my kids' walls for years.
Why does he look familiar?
Yes, and I told him, I was like, I think you were hanging on my kids. Yeah, I told him, actually, I said, I think you were hanging on my walls. And he looked at me, he goes,
he was very
really?
scared at that point. Yeah. And then Billy clarified, and then he was like, okay,
yes,
we could be friends, yes.
He's like, okay, Nick, give me a hug. So,
is that when I saw him like run away from you?
No, he made me a hug after that. He knew he was safe.
and by the way, I do want to point out, and this doesn't matter, but I do want to point out that Bigg's Golf Talk was number 1 and number 2 in a tournament. Yours truly with Team David Mobley and myself and the Lexus guys. We actually took.
Well, you did have a long drive champ on the team.
I did, yeah. And you know what? And the funny thing is, Robert came up to him and says, "Don't you put your name on one long drive contest sheet? Don't do it."
Don't let him.
But he wanted closest to the pin.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I mean, we came up first losers. We came up second place, so we came up strong.
Yeah,
it was good.
Well, you'll just have to come back next year and reverse that.
Here's the thing I want to commit to you, Denise, if you'll have us again next year, is Bigg's Golf Talk will do a show. We found out, and we kind of looked around and stuff like that. Unfortunately, with the golf club, they're like, well, we can't really do the show. It's going to get really loud in here really, really quick. We wanted to do a live show, post tournament live show there. But we want to do a live show there before the tournament. So during registration, we want to be on the air and get some guys and talk about the event and all of that stuff. And
okay, awesome. Yeah, that'll be great. Love to have you back.
The other thing I want to talk about, so the main charity was Chipping for Children, so it benefited the kids in Central Florida. But there was another charity you were raising money for. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So the overall, it can get kind of confusing because Robert and I have our own 501c3 foundation. So that's the Team Gamez Foundation. We call our event Chipping for Children because we work with children's charities. This year it's Great Oaks Village in Orlando, which is sort of our orphanage. So we're going to work with them on some programs for the kids. And then also PALS. Now, PALS is actually out of South Carolina. But what they do is just amazing. They train, service dogs for children with autism, veterans with PTSD. And both of those causes are very near and dear to my heart and to Robert's heart. And so we just fell in love with this charity. And I don't know if you noticed on Sunday night at the party, they had the dogs there.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you noticed so they were trying to show people like how well trained these dogs are and how amazing these dogs are because they took the vest off and they knew they could play.
And then at that point, they knew, exactly. They were off duty.
They put the vest back on and the dog sat right back down and looked at its trainer.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
Right.
And so the story... Do you want me to tell the story I told Sunday night?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
So when they were explaining PALS to me, this was 6 or 7 years ago, a mother was like, a PALS dog saved my life. And I was like, or saved my marriage. I'm sorry. A PALS dog saved my marriage. And I was like, well, how? I was kind of explain that to me. And so their child has autism and one of the parents would have to sleep with the child every night. So in the child's bedroom. And so, husband and wife are not sleeping together. And so because if the child had sort of an attack, the parent would have to push pressure points to calm the child down. And so PALS trained the dog to do that.
Wow.
So now the dog sleeps with the child every night and is trained to knows where to push or put pressure on, put its puppy paws on to calm the child down. And they said that it helped their child kind of open up. Like, it is more, like he'll hug the dog, and he's kind of opened up to the dog kind of thing. So it's just amazing. What they do is amazing.
Wow, that is incredible. Denise, how can people find out more information about the 2020 event? I know there's not a date yet, but how can people follow you and find out more information and get ready for 2020?
Absolutely. Our website is teamgamez.org.
Teamgamez.org. So make sure you bookmark that and
Yep.
Just pay attention to that and find out when the dates are. And as a matter of fact, golfing, it was sold out. And that was incredible. So we're happy to hear that. Congratulations on the successful event. Thank you so much for having us a part of your great event, and we're looking forward to next year.
You.
And thank you for joining us and taking some time out to talk with us here on BiGGs Golf Talk.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Hey, coming up is On Par with Amanda, but don't go anywhere because later on we're going to be talking to some great celebrities, and you don't want to miss these interviews and what their story is and what their relationship is with Team Gamez. More coming your way right after this.
Hey everyone, BiGGs Golf Talk is now on iHeartRadio. Download the app for free or go to iHeart.com and search for BiGGs Golf Talk. Be sure to save us as a favorite so that you'll know when we're on. Join the millions of iHeartRadio listeners and listen to BiGGs Golf Talk for golfers.
The United States Golf Challenge, sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka, is in its 5th season of identifying the best two-person amateur teams in the country. 8 teams in 4 flights, in 2 age divisions, represent Team USA in a Ryder Cup-style competition with their international counterparts in the King's Cup. We're looking for amateur golfers like you. The King's Cup is played in honor of golf's greatest ambassador, Mr. Arnold Palmer, whose honesty, integrity, sportsmanship, and commitment to excellence represent the ideals for which the game of golf is known. The road to the King's Cup begins with a local qualifier. Over 100 local qualifiers will be conducted throughout the U.S. beginning in February. By finishing in the top 30% of their local qualifier, teams earn their way into the USGC King's Cup National Qualifier. The USGC is also looking for golf courses to host qualifiers. For information or to search for a local qualifier, the USGC website is www.usgolfchallenge.com.
This is a commercial for golfers. Take the next step to improving your game with ShotScope and discover your strengths and weaknesses. Analyze statistics on your clubs, tee shots, approaches, short game, and putting. ShotScope V2 is the golf watch that combines GPS distances with automatic performance tracking. Once you have it, you won't want to play around without it. Check out ShotScope.com to take your game to the next level.
It's time for commentary, opinion, and controversy. On Par with Amanda. And here's the golf diva, Amanda Robertson.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another week with On Par with Amanda. You're listening to BiGGs Golf Talk, and we love to have you week after week listening in. So this week, I want to talk about Tiger Woods. He's usually always somewhere wrapped up in what I'm talking about in some aspect, but we haven't talked about him lately. But we have to talk about his recent win. And the thing I have to say about Tiger is we know Tiger as being described as intense, focused, very down to business when it comes to playing golf and being on the golf course. So after this triumphant win that he had at the Zozo, it's interesting because you're starting to hear more comments like, wow, Tiger's really mellowed out, and players like Justin Rose made a comment and talked about, maybe facing adversity is kind of producing him to be more mellow now. Maybe he thought he wasn't ever going to reach back to his top game, and so he's kind of mellowed out and changed his mindset, and he said maybe that's what does it. And so on the flip side, that was one of the appeals, I think, as a fan of Tiger, is that, you'd see him staring down a putt, or he was super focused, hyper focused, if you will. And a lot of times players find what works for them and find their zone. And for Tiger, that zone, he could literally tune everything out, and his practice routine was so scheduled and so down to the minute of what he was doing with his spare time. And so Rory just recently also made a comment that said, he read that on the day off that they had, Tiger talked about going to the movies, and he went to Domino's Pizza. And so those types of things are, things that Tiger would have never done as old Tiger. And I'm interested to know and see what you guys think and how you feel about old Tiger versus new Tiger. And if you think that that's everybody kind of mellows with age and time and experience, or if that's because of some of the hardships that he's faced, or maybe some personal hardships that he's gone through. What causes that change, and what causes Tiger to feel like he has to kind of mellow out? Maybe he doesn't have to. Maybe he just is, and it's naturally occurring. So for me, I will say that I'm a huge believer that with experience and age, you do kind of mellow out. You kind of chill out because you, one, know the ropes, you're more confident, and two, you just realize that the more worrying and stress you put on yourself, it doesn't help the situation. And so him spending a little more time, maybe he's starting to realize, the importance of having a balance. And I think sometimes players forget, any good athlete, I think at some point or another that's at the top of their peak performance, while people always say you want balance in your life and, it can't be your only outlet, but I think some of the top athletes or Olympians at that given time when they are in that moment training for whatever it is they're doing, whether it's the Masters, whether it's the, 100-yard dash in the Olympics, during that time, it isn't balanced. You have to be hyper-focused because that's exactly what you're doing. But I think we're just seeing a different side of Tiger because with all of his injuries and all of his surgeries and all of the things that he's gone through, we really have noticed him probably wondering if he's going to be back at the top of his game. And while he's super confident in himself, and he'll always be confident Tiger, I think confident Tiger has kind of chilled out and realized that it is okay to one time go to the movies and and not hit balls for 6 hours the day before and actually mix in a little bit of just normalcy. And so these are I think the real experiences that, as whether you're an amateur or a pro, but you're outside of the tour circuit, I love to view insight on professional athletes because I think every professional athlete is driven and motivated by something different. You have the people that, like Tiger, who he was driven by being very schedule and routine oriented, while I have friends that play on tour that they're very unorthodox and they practice, sure, they work hard. That's not a given, or that is a given. But I think that their schedule isn't so precise to the exact. If any one of you have ever looked at Tiger's old routine for practicing, you can see him anywhere. You can Google him. But, I mean, it's down to the minute of hit balls for 45 minutes. Then go putt for an hour and a half, and then take a little break and eat a snack, and then right back to playing 9 holes. And he would wake up and go to the gym at 4:30 in the morning to wrap up and walk off the golf course at 6-7 o'clock at night. And he was putting in full days, and that's what it took to get him to where he was. But I think at some point where Tiger is in his career, it's not a lack of talent. It's not that he can't hit the ball anymore. It really is about just kind of toning it back and enjoying what he's doing as much as he still has to work hard to be where he's at. Maybe he thought that, and this is what kind of Rory was saying, that with injuries and everything, you sometimes take it for granted. Like, he is not going to always be at the top. He's not invincible. He has injuries. He has things that he had to overcome during the whole process of being a tour player. And so maybe he's just realized that he's taking in what he can while he's still playing. Now, with that being said, I'm a huge Tiger fan, and I will always root for Tiger. And I think it doesn't matter what he's going through, what he's doing. He definitely is capable of playing well and doing well. And so for me, I love to see a little bit more normal side of Tiger. I think a lot of times we look at top athletes as kind of superhumans that, should always win, should always play well, should always do things correctly. But at the end of the day, he's human. And I think it's kind of cool to see some of the humanness in him. And, on a very small scale compared to Tiger, when I go out and work events and I'm on a par 3 and I'm raising money for charity, I'll have guys make comments like, so I'm hitting maybe for 25 groups that day. Well, of course I'm going to hit the ball differently. Sometimes I'm going to hit a bad shot. And then sometimes I stick it to 3 feet. Well, every group expects me to stick it to 3 feet. And that's, while I hit the ball well, I'm not going to hit everything perfect, and I am human. And so my comment back to them is, okay, guys, I'm not a robot. I am human. Pros make mistakes and hit misses too. And if we didn't, we would all be shooting really, really low all the time. So it's interesting to kind of, and like I said, that's a very small scale for me, but it's interesting to look at people like Tiger and all of the top that we've watched for years just dominate, to kind of see him start to realize that, there might be another outcome. You can still be on top with still putting in a little bit of normalcy into your routine and enjoying the journey. And I think Tiger's kind of just trying to enjoy it and be a little bit more normalized after all these years. But I really, really want to hear what you guys have to say about Tiger. I think mostly I want to know if you think that all people change with time as they get older and that's where it's coming from, or is it because of the things that he's went through that he's kind of, seen a different light? I also believe that the people you surround yourself with are very, very influential into how your demeanor is and what your life goals are. At the end of the day, it's your decision, but I think the people that you're surrounded with. So if you're surrounded by a team, and his whole life, he's had a team of people that are exactly there to say, okay, my trainer's here from this time to this time, and then I leave and I have this routine from this time to this time. Well, I think when you don't have a person in your life that's saying, hey, wait a minute, let's add a little bit of humanness and a little bit of, let's set aside a little bit of time for family time, or a little bit of time for this over here, or do one thing fun to keep your sanity. And so maybe the people that he's surrounded himself with now that, he's kind of in a much different place, they're helping him to see that there are other ways to be successful. And I think I'm really excited for Tiger. Nobody expected that win. A lot of people don't expect much from Tiger anymore, which is sad because, he's still a great golfer and he's one of the greatest of all time. But with that, I like to see Tiger being, a little bit more low key and saying, you know what, I am going to go to the movies. Or, great, you've practiced your whole life and you've worked your whole life at perfecting your craft. And so at this point, not that you don't need to practice and fine tune and all of that, you're still a competitive athlete, but he really does need to also enjoy the journey. And I think he's finally starting to see that as it starts to come to somewhat of an end, it's not an end all final, but as he starts to, obviously his career, he's not going to just continue hitting the ball as far as he is for the rest of his life. I like what he's doing. I like his attitude. He's a little bit more jovial. Players out on the course have noticed a difference, as you can see Rory and Justin making their comments. But also, when you watch him on TV, he's smiley. He's okay to make a joke to another player. He's okay, and I love that. That is what it is about. It's about being serious and taking golf seriously because it's your career, but also remembering that you get to play one of the most awesome sports for a living and entertain a crowd of people who just adore you. And for Tiger, everybody, just does. He's just always been an awesome player for golf, and so we love to see that, and I am wishing Tiger all the best moving forward. We hope we get to continue to see him kind of his personality shift a little bit in a positive way, and we just hope that continues, because obviously it's working, as he's pulling out victories when nobody thought he would ever be able to win ever again. So congrats to Tiger for proving everybody wrong, and we are excited to see what you do next. So I want everybody to write in. I love opening my inbox on Instagram and seeing your DMs. So please write to me on there. It's A Robertson Golf. Let me know what you think, whether it's about this week's segment or a previous segment or something you want to hear about later. I'd love to chat. Also, write into biggsgolftalk@gmail.com. That's BIGGS, golftalk@gmail.com. I want to hear what you have to say. So, thanks for listening, everyone, and until next week, keep swinging for par.
That was a great segment by Amanda Robertson. Keep swinging for par, people. Keep swinging for par. On Par with Amanda, sponsored by Backswing Golf Events. Listen, folks, if you're looking for classy ladies to come and raise money for your event or your charity, as a matter of fact, BackswingGolfEvents.com is the only place you need to go to and book these lovely ladies for your event to raise money and entertain the golfers in your event. Backswing Golf Events is the place for your event today.
Having a corporate or charity golf event? Backswing Golf Events can supply your tournament with personable, professional golfers to entertain and fundraise on the golf course. They can accommodate any size group, whether it be 3 players to 500. They are your team. From range lessons, Beat the Pro, and Pro-Am style roaming, they're making lasting memories one swing at a time. So make sure to check out BackswingGolfEvents.com or call us direct at 661-316-3093 and book your pros now.
Golf is a dirty game. It's time to clean it up with Ready Pot, the only putter cover with a built-in ball cleaner and magnetic surface. Clean balls roll accurately, meaning you make more putts. Sink more, swear less. Clean up your game with Ready Pot.
This is Bigg's Golf Talk with Bigg Jon Vick and Bill the GolfFather Cuebas.
Welcome back to Bigg's Golf Talk right here on Native Family Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all your smart home devices. As Bill and I talked about a little bit and gave you a tease in the open. And now it's time for us to do this. Yes, talk about the Disney Springs experience. And Billy, what an experience it was.
Yes, Disney Springs experience was amazing. We had a great time. Have to give a big shout out to McNeely Communications for helping us out there. You know, we were lucky enough to get invited out to do a lot of beautiful food tasting and Disney Springs adventures.
Well, let's not forget to give a big shout out to the lodging that lodged us during our stay there. Was Wyndham, Lake Buena Vista Gardens.
Yes. Well, I was confused, Biggs, because you were talking about Disney Springs, and yes, that hotel resort is the closest that you can get. Literally less than a minute. It's
literally just a bridge away. I mean, you just walk out the hotel. Walk right down the walkway, walk over the bridge, and you're there.
Boom, you're there. A minute to that bridge, the elevator, whatever, if you want to walk up to it or take the elevator up. You know, Wyndham, Lake Buena Vista was incredible. The whole experience. We did the live show from their lobby. It was great. Had a lot of good guests. We had, Disney Golf. We had Disney Springs people. We had Wyndham people on. We had Jay Leonard. The overall experience was great.
Some of the experiences, and we're going to break it down for you, but we're going to rattle it off on what you're about to hear. Star Wars, The Void, NBA Experience, Splitsville, Hard Rock Cafe, Wine Bar George, STK Steakhouse, Paradiso 37, and let's start off with Breakfast with the Characters. As people have seen on social media, I was able to have breakfast with my favorite character, all thanks to Bill the GolfFather Cuebas and George McNeely and the fine folks at Wyndham for making sure that Goofy was going to be there when I was there, obviously with all the characters that they do have. 3 days a week, ladies and gentlemen, they have character breakfast. And
yes, I mean,
it's phenomenal.
Yeah, you got lucky. Yes, you did. It was great. I mean, we've people go check out our pages on social media. They're going to see the look on your face when Goofy came. I think I got that best picture, bro.
Yeah.
I got you there. There's a little boy that looks just the same way you do, looking up at Goofy, man. You can see it in your face, man. That picture right there is priceless. It speaks volumes. Jay Leonard, who is the complex general manager for the Wyndham property, Lake Buena Vista there, he had his hands in everything that we got to do over there. So big shout out to him. Thank you for helping make my boy's dream come true and have breakfast and sip some coffee with Goofy. It was priceless, man.
It was definitely priceless, and you too can experience that at Wyndham Lake Buena Vista 3 days a week. They host this character breakfast, and let me tell you, the breakfast is phenomenal. They have an omelet station. They have fresh fruit. It is just phenomenal. Everything is nice waffle. And fresh. The candied bacon. Oh my God, that is delicious.
Yes. Yes.
So,
but who doesn't want to eat Mickey Mouse ears and Mickey
waffles.
Mouse face? Waffles, man. And every day they had a special chef-inspired food as well. So they had all these kind of crepes and all kinds of wonderful things that the chef would create and just put out there for you to sample and everything. It was an amazing experience and great tasting of food.
First event that we experienced was Star Wars Void at the Disney Springs area. Star Wars Void's virtual reality 3D. It was a phenomenal time. First time I ever experienced the virtual reality. And Billy, it was so real because you if there was fire underneath you felt the heat on your feet. You felt the warmth. Whenever they shot at you,
hit.
Yeah, you actually felt getting hit and everything else. I mean, it was just a phenomenal time. Star Wars The Void at Disney Springs. You got to check it out. Now, they also have another virtual reality thing there, and I can't remember the character's name. Billy,
Wreck-It Ralph.
Yes.
Wreck-It Ralph, bro. Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah.
And they change it. It's not. That's what we were there. When we were there, they had that. But they have, in the different areas wherever you go, like in New York, they got the Avengers Damage Control. So you can go to any one of them. While we went to Disney Springs, and it's amazing. We got to see, the Star Wars one. We didn't get to see Wreck-It Ralph, which would have been good. So just keep going because they have, they're constantly changing. I think Avengers is coming to Orlando next as well. The experience is amazing.
And next on that list, that day we visited Wine Bar George, and Billy's not a drinker, but when he heard about the champagne having 6 different grapes in it, he thought he had to try this, and I didn't blame him. And Billy, it really didn't taste like alcohol or champagne. It was a phenomenal and smooth, nice, rich taste.
It really was. It was definitely different, especially for somebody that like me who doesn't drink any kind of alcohol whatsoever. And, when I found out that it had double the amount of grapes in it and how unique and special it was, and the owner of the restaurant, the establishment, actually sent it over for us. And while he couldn't be there, George had sent it over, and it was an amazing event. I mean, the food, that meat and cheese tray that they sent over, Big, was, oh my goodness. Everybody was having a great time on that meat and cheese board. Didn't they have some special stuff there too?
We had a flaming cheese. We had the meatballs. It was
flaming cheese, Biggs, was to die for. Oh my goodness. Oh yes,
it was.
Whew. Oh, and how many times that those the bread, they brought over the bread, that was amazing, nice and thin,
right,
toasted. It was good. It was really good.
As a matter of fact, George, myself, and Brian, we experienced the Pinot Grigio from Italy, a wine that was developed in Italy, and that was a great tasting white wine. So if you love wine and you love to taste wine and different things, Wine Bar George And Disney Springs is a must-go-to if you enjoy a great glass of wine. And they have some appetizers and food and all that stuff, and we highly recommend it. We didn't indulge ourselves into the aspect of entrees because next we went to Paradiso 37, and Billy, boy, oh boy, did we get spoiled there.
Yes, but I got to say real quick, when you go to Wine Bar George, make sure you ask them about their secret wine stash that they have. Because that stuff that you guys drank, Biggs, that's not on the menu.
Nope. Yeah.
So make sure you hit them up because they got some rare stuff over there, and it's good. And I'm not even a drinker, and I paid attention. Just go over there and see, hey, what you got special that's not on this list? They will take care of you. Wine Bar George. Next, we hit Paradiso 37.
Got to give a big shout out to my boy Joe Gonzalez hooking us up, man. I mean, we had a taste of everything almost on the menu, including desserts. I mean, he brought over several different desserts, and Brian indulged himself into the cheesecake.
Oh yeah, no, but that was guava cheesecake.
Guava cheesecake. Yes,
that was guava cheesecake that he repeatedly indulged in. He kept like, "You want to try this? You want to try this?" And he wanted it all for himself. So it was an amazing thing. But they even had the young lady that came by with
nice little cart making some nice
mojitos.
Yeah,
she was making mojitos.
Yeah,
that's what she was doing. So, and there were like spicy ones, there were regular ones. I know you guys were indulging in the beverage. They also had a beautiful wine selection there. A lot of the foods are freshly made right there at Paradiso 37. I know we joked around that if they named it Paradiso 20, we could have charged 37 for those amazing burgers that they had there. They had some empanadas. They had,
that appetizer tree tray, that was just phenomenal, wasn't it? And those empanadas, oh my God. I talked about how I've had original empanadas, and typically empanadas are greasy. But that at Paradiso 37 was not greasy and tasted very well, nice and crispy. Phenomenal, absolutely.
And that's what we talked about, Biggs, because the food there was not greasy. It was freshly cooked while we were there. The staff was incredible. Even our waiter.
Very knowledgeable.
Oh, my goodness. Everybody came by. They were really cool people, really nice. They have different events. And, we got to go behind the bar. We got different types of desserts, different ice creams, different alcoholic beverages, different types of wine. Everything's first class over there.
And you really got to, for dessert, you really got to try the churros. It's not your common churro, but they have these dipping sauces for the churros. Oh,
caramel,
yes.
And they had
chocolate.
Yes, they had 3 of them. I don't remember what the third one was, but that stuff. And those sliders, Big.
Yes.
They had the little piggy sliders, the roasted pulled pork.
Yes.
Those things are awesome too, man. So we were lucky that we got a sampling. And they have seafood. They have everything. They have all kinds of tacos. All the food's fresh there. So I would, and I told you, I was like, I'm not used to them. I even told Joe, when you bite into the empanada, there was no air. It was all meat.
Right.
All
exactly.
meat.
Exactly.
And the meatballs, just so the our friends out there, they're chorizo meatballs. And they go perfect with that red wine. So you definitely got to check out Paradiso.
Paradiso 37. Check them out, Disney Springs. Next up on our list is a really fun time that we had is the next day we visit Splitsville. Now, how would you describe Splitsville? It's like it's a bowling alley, it's not your everyday bowling alley, right?
No, it's not. It really isn't your everyday bowling alley per se. We bowled, and I'm a bowler, and so we had fun. We had fun bowling. I think if you go there to have fun and just shoot the breeze, bowl, and eat some food, I think you're okay because, they got some pretty good food out there, Biggs. How many bowling alleys that you know of besides, Splitsville has
sushi?
Actual sushi, baby. And
Fresh.
That was the first time you ever had sushi, right?
Yes, it was the first time I ever had sushi.
We had the California rolls, and it was the first time you had. There was a lot of firsts on that trip, so it was good though. I mean, nobody would think you're like, oh my God, what are we gonna get? Sushi at a bowling alley? Yeah, get sushi from Splitsville, not a regular bowling alley. It's a good bar, great bar. Yeah, you guys had a couple of wines up there as well, so I highly suggest if you want to have a good time, just go there, shoot the breeze, hang out, listen to some good music. They had good music playing the whole entire time. Bowl a few games, indulge in some beverage and food. Splitsville's the place for you.
All right, next up on our visit to Disney Springs, if you enjoy a great rock concert or any kind of concert venue, House of Blues in Disney Springs is really a great place to go. We also experienced their Sunday brunch there, and Billy, what a fabulous Sunday brunch it was.
Yes, that concert that we had tickets to, Biggs, was sold out. The group was there for 3 days. It was sold out every day. We were lucky enough to get some tickets to go in there. They do offer VIPs. I highly suggest if you want a seat and be up close, go VIP. It's well worth the extra couple of dollars. If you don't mind standing and having a good time and dancing on the floor and listening to the music, you can go general admission and still have a great time. I just suggest get there a little bit earlier. The lines were there, but they go really, really fast and really, really quick. But on the other side, we had that Sunday brunch, Biggs, and it's an amazing Sunday brunch. That they had that shrimp and crawfish gumbo for brunch. And then that bacon that I don't even know, some kind of sweet bacon that they had there.
Oh my God. It was like a candy bacon again. I mean, it was
yes.
I mean, and the thing is, they also, during the Sunday brunch, they offered some lunch kind of, tacos and things like that. So that was phenomenal too, because I was able to put some salsa on my scrambled eggs and some guacamole.
And I got my omelet. I had my freshly made omelet because they have an omelet guy right there making them all. Fresh omelets to order, whatever you want. They had a roast beef bar, a ham, fresh baked ham bar,
and they had
everything you can imagine.
They had some sweets and a pecan little mini pecan pie was just my tart. It was good.
You know what was good, Biggs? Because they had the hot jalapeno cornbread.
Yes.
The little muffins.
Yes.
Man, that was a Louisiana heaven. I don't know, House of Blues or whatever. That thing was in heaven. But they also had the what was it to drink? The alcoholic beverage. They had
the Bloody Mary.
Bloody
Unlimited. Bottomless.
Unlimited.
Bloody Mary, yes.
Yes. Can you imagine that? Unlimited Bloody Marys.
Yes.
So,
trust me, when I was thinking about that, I was thinking, I really need to try that. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, wait a minute, we still have a full day ahead of us. I am not going there because we were going golfing right after that.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we got a few minutes here. Next up, I want to talk about NBA experience. The NBA experience, let me tell you about the NBA experience. You really have to be a basketball fan to really enjoy this experience. If you're not a basketball fan, I'm going to be honest with you, you're not going to enjoy it.
Yeah, you have to, be a basketball fan, or if you like some kind of like the arcade experience or stuff like that, everything's geared around basketball, from the slingshots of what appears to be basketball.
I will say this, even if you're just a casual basketball fan, and you want to dunk a basketball, you never dunked a basketball, this is a great opportunity for you to dunk a basketball and have a photo doing it. So
you dunked the basketball.
Yes. I can't believe it. My 200-plus pounds got up there and dunked the basketball.
That's right, because we actually get to control
the basket.
How high it is and how low it is.
Yeah, exactly. So NBA experience at Disney Springs. So last, and I wanted to give some time to this, STK Steakhouse.
Woo! Yes.
This probably was the best meal of our week. And, I got, while Wine Bar George and Paradiso 37, I would go there instantly. Yes. STK Steakhouse for me is when I have extra money, I've won the lotto or something like that, I'm going to splurge, and I'm going to go to STK Steakhouse because they are just phenomenal. And we both experienced the filet on the bone, not off the bone, on the bone. And when our waiter stated that this would add flavor to the meat, he was not kidding.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't kidding. The closer you got to the bone, the more tasty that meat was. So it really was, a treat. That meat literally melted in your mouth. It was incredible, man.
Special thank you to Martha Flores and Greg Brown from STK Steakhouse, taking really good care of us. We experienced some dessert. That was really, really good. And, some nice beverages, very nice atmosphere. After
we have to Ya Green Chaldre, too.
Absolutely.
He's the manager of the restaurant. He actually made a special trip to come and see us while we were there and make sure everything went well, which it did. You saw they were turning away people, Biggs.
Yes.
We were there, and they were like, no, we don't have room. So we got to suggest, make a reservation.
It's not a suggestion, folks. It's a must. I mean, any one of the restaurants that we recommended, Wine Bar George, Paradiso 37, STK Steakhouse, those you must have a reservation. You must. I mean, you're just going to save yourself some time.
Yes. While there's a lot of places to eat there, if you want to eat at some of the fancy upgraded restaurants that can cater to all your needs, make a reservation. They are well worth it, well worth the time. They go above and beyond to try and fit you in, but it's going to cut down on your wait, right, Big? So we had reservations to everywhere, and everywhere we went towards our time. They took us in, no wait, no line, no wait. But the other people, we saw people being turned away. Sorry, we don't have room.
Right.
And you don't want to hear that when you're in the mood for a steak, or you're in the mood for some of that amazing empanadas from Paradisos 37, or you want that wine board from Wine George. You don't want to be turned away. We all have those cravings every now and then, so make a reservation.
Yep, be sure to make a reservation. So my take on Disney Springs, my first time ever experiencing Disney World itself, my take on Disney Springs, out of 5 stars, I give it 5.5 stars. We haven't touched on the pin trading. We did a little video, but the pin trading all throughout Disney Springs, you can go in certain shops, the Disney World shop and everything else, and other shops, and you can experience pin trading. And it all starts at Wyndham Lake Buena Vista. They do pin trading there. All the employees do their pin tradings at Lake Buena Vista, Wyndham. If you're going to stay anywhere, you should really consider Wyndham Lake Buena Vista for your lodging, because it's just hop skipping away from Disney Springs itself, and
no driving necessary.
That's exactly right. Now, again, 5.5 stars. The whole experience at Disney Springs, and we didn't even experience everything there.
No,
we only experienced probably a quarter of what they offer there.
If we're lucky, we got a quarter, because how many times we didn't get to turn down different roads or different areas.
Exactly.
And see, we would look at night. Oh, look at those lights. That's more in that direction. That place is huge, Disney Springs. We spent 3 days there, going back and forth to those different places, and we did not scratch the surface, Biggs.
Exactly.
We haven't going on.
We haven't scratched the surface here. We're running out of time here, Bill.
Yep.
Just real quick, your contest winners for the grips. John L. Sweat is the winner of the grips, and the Tech watch is Lisa Baker. And look for our November giveaway. We're giving away an Ogio piece of luggage, Shark Greg Norman head cover, and Shot Scope watch. So that's what we're giving away in November, just in time for your Christmas and holidays. So that's what we're giving away in November. Check it out on Monday when the contest will be launched. Hey, we got a lot of great guests coming up here. We're going to be interviewing 3 great guests from the Team Gamez Chipping for Children event. You heard Denise Gamez in the opening there. Now we're going to talk to some celebrities. We'll be right back right after this. A golf ball that performs for you. The Encore Avant 55, hot off the tee, a formulated core that delivers more energy and utilizes soft cell technology to achieve ultra-low 55 compression. This blend of innovation and simplicity provides more distance and greater feel. The Caliber, maximum accuracy. A patent hollow metal core creates significant rifle spin while reducing side spin, allowing the ball to travel along a straighter trajectory. The Encore Elixir Tour Ball, hot list winner. The premium cast urethane cover delivers a soft and pure feel off the club face and gives the Elixir ultimate greenside control, durability, and unmatched putting performance. Be sure to check out their combo packages and sign up for the loyalty program. Gift cards are also available. For more information, their website is www.encoregolf.com. And be more with Encore.
Golf Talk for golfers on Biggs Golf Talk. Back to Bill the GolfFather Cuebas and Bigg Jon Vick.
Welcome back to Biggs Golf Talk right here on Native Family Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all your Alexa devices, your smart home devices. Be sure to visit our website at www.biggsgolftalk.com, BIGGS golftalk.com. Bill the GolfFather Cuebas and I just returned from a long week of travel that included, Billy, you and I in Orlando, Florida for Team Gamez. And just before this segment, we were talking about our wrap-up with Disney Springs and the Wyndham in Lake Buena Vista and what a great time that was. But now let's talk about Team Gamez. You and I have been with Team Gamez. Wow, what was it, 3 days?
Yeah.
Since Friday night?
3 days we've been around, going in and out, but we've been following him. We've been helping him out during the year, helping spread the word. This is the first time we actually got to do the event, so we were really looking forward to it because they're doing such great things for kids. You know, we do a lot of stuff with charity. I believe this is the first time we're actually participating.
Two charities.
Yes, we did 2 charities.
Right.
But we actually were helping out for kids, and we helped puppies.
Yes.
So, I mean, come on. Who doesn't love puppies? Those puppies that they had there were amazing. They were amazingly trained. They're help for autistic children. And what was I doing in Disney Springs?
Disney Springs. Right.
I was traveling. I went through every pin location looking for autistic puzzle pieces that Disney has. So, I mean, I didn't even know that the puppies were going to be there and the causes and the PTSD and the parents that aren't getting to sleep. So we learned something new, and I want to outreach to them and see if we can get them on the show, learn more, help them spread the word.
Absolutely. And I did pass on our information. Unfortunately, she could not be at the actual golf event that we participated on Monday.
Yep.
And by the way, we could not go live from the golf event. They did not have the setup for us to be able to do so. Hence is why we're actually still, right when we're recording this, we're still in Orlando right now, Billy and I, and we're actually recording some segments at the hotel. And join us now. He's a team member on Bigg's team, but that's I'll tell you, that's the name of the team, Bigg's Mob. That's the name of the team.
That was actually, and you guys mobbed the win. You know what I mean? Yeah, mob for the win.
Dave, make sure you put the mic on. I think it's off right now. Flip up on that. There you go.
All right, he's on.
Our guest now is David Mobley. And David, you and I on the same team. We're both celebrities on the same team. Champions.
What's this celebrities?
We are the 2019 Team Gamez champions.
Yes, baby.
Yeah, and
how's it feel to be second place?
It feels like a first place loser. So I am in first place for Billy. Yeah. No, you know what?
By one stroke.
And you know, it wouldn't have been so bad if it wasn't to you. Right. But it made it that much worse. But you know what? We had no idea how well we were shooting. We were just playing.
Dave and I, we had no idea. We
didn't even know. We played a shamble. So I didn't know what this shamble was. You know, we were taking the 2 best scores. We didn't know. We had a couple of eagles.
And we got 50% of our handicaps, too, remember?
Yes.
Yeah,
well, that was the thing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I got 9.
Right.
I got the 9. They gave it to me off of the 18, and so I'm sure you got 9, and we don't know what.
No, mine was unlimited because I have a mental handicap.
Well, you know what? That doesn't suffice because we all have mental handicaps.
Oh, no. Mine's much worse.
I don't know. Mine is much worse. You see my co-host?
Oh, I have.
Yeah.
I see that all day today.
Yes.
He was large and in charge.
See that? Well, I have to deal with that large and in charge.
He doesn't believe me how good the short game was, and towards the end it was crap.
I believe you because I know that's all you have.
Well,
it's a short game. I know it.
I don't know it. You know what? The only thing I ever teed off on today was par threes, I think.
And you know, honestly, that I sat down because we were lucky. I had Austin Petty on my team. You know, he's going to be on a future show with us. And for those that don't know, yes, he's the grandson of Richard, son of Kyle Petty.
NASCAR racer.
Good guy.
Yes.
I know Austin for many years.
He is awesome.
Yeah, great
and
guy.
what happened was one of our guys was hurt. So he was unable to play. So we had Sarah Petty, which is his wife.
Mm-hmm.
So we lucked out that we had her, but he pounded that ball. I don't know how he did it, but wherever the strength came from.
Well, he's not a big guy either.
He's not.
No.
He's lanky,
Mm-hmm.
but he was pounding that ball. And we were lucky. She won the long drive for us, for the women.
Mm-hmm.
And they just put far. They just put far. You like that?
Oh, no.
Far.
That was great because that was our first hole number 4, right? And one of the guys in our group hit it right down the middle, so we put his name on it, right?
Balls all.
And we were about to put his name on it, and he goes, "Wait, this is a women's long drive." I said,
Yes.
"No, that still fits for you. No,
You're okay. You're all right. Just put it down. It's all right."
Yeah. But she ended up, thank goodness, passing it, so he wasn't able to win. But we did well. We did really well with her. Most of the people that we had, we were lucky because none of us were really phenomenal. We all had holes where we all picked up and hit miraculous shots, and a putter came out, somebody holed it out. It was something crazy that we did really, really well.
Yeah, but we were really phenomenal, all of us, especially Biggs. He was the man.
Well, you got it.
Yeah, he was.
You were hitting it green.
I mean, we actually had a couple good golfers. I mean,
you did.
We did. We had one that actually was really good, I thought. Yeah, he had a really good swing. He had a good solid game all the way around. The other guy was a little hot and cold, but, man, when he was on, he was on.
Yeah, one of the guys
stuck it in there
said
tight up a little bit, you know?
They said that when we spoke with them earlier, one of them said that he was either a 2 or a scratch.
Yeah.
So he had a very low index, which that's why I told Biggs, you have you. I could see it happening. You know what I mean? If you could have a scratch golfer and you had you, we had Sarah.
I've got stories for you on that. Now, hold on. I played in the Jimmy Valvano tournament they used to have up in the Raleigh, and it was actually in Pinehurst this particular year. We were playing 3 courses at Pinehurst. Mm-hmm. Now, I told them I used to do just a long drive. I'd stand on a hole and hit balls. Well, this year they decided that they wanted me to play as a celeb. Mm-hmm. I told them, do not put me on Pinehurst number 1. I got on They put me on Pinehurst number 1. Well, we're playing, the usual like white tees or whatever, right? We ended up shooting. I had a 19, a 9, a 19, and 2 27s, right? We shot 51 under in the same format of a shamble because I drove. I don't know how many. I was hitting 3 wooden drivers about every single par 4. Mm-hmm. The par 5s were, and Pinehurst is pretty open, so if you miss it a little bit, it's not bad. Not like the Orange Tree we played today, where it's out of bounds. But, oh, my God, it was unbelievable. We won by like 19 or 12 strokes. We were like 12 strokes.
And I could see that.
You want to hear something funny, too, regarding the Team Gamez event?
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, we're looking at the scorecard on who has shots. So Gamez tickles his fancy, gives him one shot on hole number 1. The one hole he cannot drive.
I cannot hit driver on it because it's such a sharp dog leg left off the tee, and the trees are so tall on the left. I can't go over the trees on the left because the tee box is close to the trees. He gave me a stroke on that hole. Did me no good whatsoever.
I think that was a great thing. That's perfect. I mean, I would have done the same thing.
Well, I'm like an 80 shooter in that golf course, but if I can get it in play, I'm okay. That's the only problem I have there is if I don't get it in play. And well, today we played a little bit up on the tees, and I was working the ball left to right really well, so I took left out of play, and that's the only reason we played as well as we did.
No, and I see it because we did it. You know what I mean? So while other people won't see it, if you have the right combination and you luck out, I can't see the reason not.
Well, we had Ahmed or whatever his name was.
He had a towel in his head, and we were just messing with him.
Ahmed, yeah. So anyway, he wasn't very good, but man, I hit a couple of drives, and all of a sudden he's a pro.
That's what we had.
All of a sudden he's a pro. He turns into a pro, and he's at a little pitch shot like 20 yards. He's like almost holing it out. Yeah. He's getting strokes everywhere.
No, and that's how we did. We had a guy. His name was John. We called him Gator John because he was all decked out in Florida Gators, and he got on a lot of holes. Deservingly, he got 2 strokes. And now, while he didn't always do good, when it was on those 2-stroke holes, when you have somebody that can long drive,
absolutely,
or you have a female that she's not a pro, she wasn't a pro, she's a regular,
but she puts
average,
it in a good
she
position.
Kept it in play.
Right.
She was hitting line drives and rolling. I mean, she could have taken a putter and hit it almost as far. And it would have done us good because it brought us that much closer to it. And then you had a guy like John that had the 2 strokes. Boom. All of a sudden, he came out of nowhere. Or he nailed a putt. You know what I mean? From 90 feet
we
away.
had some of that today too,
and you're
for
like,
sure.
oh, my God. And that's what made it so fun because everybody participated. Everybody had some kind of contribution to it.
Well, I think that's the key of these events, and that's a great thing. You come out for such a great cause for the Children for Kids and everything, and be a part and support a good friend like Robert Gamez, him and Denise. I just love them to death.
Oh, yeah, great people,
amazing people,
great people. I've known Bobby for 12, 14 years now.
Yeah,
met him through Rich Beam at Rich Beam's event out in Austin, Texas, and we've been great buddies. Had a lot of fun together over the years. We do a lot of these celebrity events together because he is one of the few PGA Tour guys that will go to these celebrity events and participate. A lot of the guys, some of the guys will come, but they don't really. They'll play, but they don't really participate in the festivities.
Right.
They kind of do their own thing. But Bobby, he'll actually come out and he'll actually be a part of everything and shake hands and talk to people and be there for the charity. So
absolutely, we're talking with former long drive champion David Mobley here on Bigg's Golf Talk. And David, not only have you our former long drive champion, but you're also a former big breaker, just like Rob West.
Yeah, exactly. I was on twice.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm the biggest villain they ever had on the show, if you look back. Yeah. Big Break 10, Michigan. It was awesome.
Yeah.
They would call me Darth Dave. I was so nasty.
I used to watch them all.
Yeah.
I used to watch them all, and that's how I met Rob and everything. I was lucky because the Golf Channel would invite me when they had the cast to do the finales at the studios. They would invite me there. I'd be behind the scenes. The best ones were where they had all the women there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God, when those cameras are off. Ooh, villain. You want to talk about villains and people aren't happy and everything, and people aren't talking, and ones that are talking aren't happy about it.
Oh, no.
Woo, it is some crazy stuff. That we got it. Why don't you give us some insight?
Well,
Mr. Villain.
It was awesome. We were in the Big Break 10, Michigan, the first one. We were having a blast, and everybody was getting along great. We were on the top floor of the resort at Boynton Mountain.
We know that.
We know Boynton Mountain very well.
Mountain,
Yes, we love those guys, Ken and Bernie.
Yeah.
Those guys are phenomenal.
Oh, here's what happened. So we're on the top floor on our wing over there, and the hotel comes up and says, "Listen, if you guys don't hold it down, we're going to have to, we're going to throw you out, And they 3 times we were so loud and partying so much, right?
Wow.
Well, after 3 days of filming, they come to us and they go, "Hey guys, this is great. We love the fact you're all getting along really good, but this is a reality show. We really would like to see a little more controversy." And I laughed. I'd already been thinking about it, right? Because I wanted to win, and I talk more trash in long drive than anybody, right?
Yep.
So anyway, I wanted to win, so I was kind of sizing everybody up, see who I could talk trash to, whose head I could get in and not. But my partner was in her own head the whole time, right? Poor Sally, she just really had issues, man, the pressure and stuff. But what ended up happening was we were all sitting around talking in the common room after the interviews and stuff, where we just hang out and have dinner and stuff, And I got this. Y'all don't worry about it. We had 2 college coaches. We had young kids on there who never been on television before. Nobody wanted to, come across badly, right? I've been in television so many years. I got this. Don't worry about it. I'm a long driver, which golfers hate, and then I have an ex-wife. So I know how to make women, I know how to piss women off.
You know how to be hated.
Oh, absolutely.
I'll step up to the task.
I just played that bad boy up, man, and the girls wore me out.
Yeah.
They wore me out. But Robbie and Mike, Big Mike, they figured it out in about 3 days.
In 3 days?
They figured out what was going on then.
Okay.
And then we'd sit around and we'd go, "Hey, what are you going to do next?" "I don't know. What do you think about this?"
So you scripted it a bit, huh?
We kind of planned it out a little bit, yeah.
That's
But it was so
perfect.
much fun,
No, it's a great experience.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, I guess it got played out over time, and they experimented with those crazy things, the tag teams going through roofs and this and that, and all these crazy challenges and running and hitting stuff. And so it kind of fills it out, but I like to see them bring it back.
Well, I would too, but I don't know if they will. They just kind of run its course.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. I think they might have a reunion. You never know.
Well, the fortunate thing, I think, for the show, too, though, is some of the people that were on there, not many, but a few, are actually doing well on tour.
Yes.
And
they're
Matt
still around.
Let's see, who's big one is Finau, Tony Finau.
Yeah.
He was on Disney with Andrew Giuliani.
Yes.
And I love Andrew Giuliani. He and I were on the Dominican Republic when the reunion show together. Andrew Giuliani
is he still playing?
Dude, I don't think he's playing anymore.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I haven't seen him much anymore. You see his dad on TV a lot. You don't see him anymore. So it was cool. Any other stories you want to share? Are you coming back? Is that?
Yeah.
Well, the rumor.
That's the rumor.
He gave me the first scoop during the round.
He gave you the scoop. Well, then he has to share it.
He is coming out of retirement for the World Long Drive Champion and become one of the oldest people to compete.
Yeah, it's now. Don't they have a senior edition?
It's called the Masters.
The Masters.
It starts at 45 though.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I tease all the young guys in their late 40s. You're just kids. Because when I won the Masters in 2011. I was 46.
Okay.
And I was still winning Open Division events at 46, 40 to 48. I still won a couple of those. And then about 49, it hit. And oh my goodness, I just started losing yardage and stuff. I hurt my shoulder. I didn't realize how bad it was.
Yeah.
But I couldn't compete anymore, and I said I'm done. I'm retired. I don't come here to finish second. I'm coming here to win.
Right.
So if I can't win, I'm not going to compete. So I took about 5 years off. Finally had my shoulder rehab, shoulder surgery done, rotator cuff, had 3 anchors in it.
Wow.
Back in December, and after that long, tedious rehab that you got to go through for a real rotator cuff, anybody out there who has ever done it, they know it sucks.
I have.
It's
terrible.
It's amazing how heavy a 2-pound weight is when you first start. But
when you can start.
Yeah, when you can start.
Mine was shredded. So so I went through that. It's terrible.
Yeah, so
and if you're lucky, if you could build it up, you're lucky you're a big guy.
Yeah, well, that's what happened was once I got into the gym again, started rehabbing, I got back into the rhythm of training, and I realized now that the doctors okayed me to train again. Well, now I can do the stress and the rigors of training.
Yeah.
Because that requires a lot. When you're hitting a golf ball at 140 miles an hour club head speed and you're 54 years old, there's a lot of stress going on there, and especially in the joints and the weak areas. And so that's why I'm going to compete again, because I'm healthy and I can do the necessary training to give myself a chance to win.
That's awesome.
I'm not going to go out there and just go out there and donate. That's not me.
So when you win, you're going to come back on the show and share with us, right? You're going to be our newfound friend, right?
Yeah.
We've had a few guys that we've met. I mean, Maurice, Mo.
Oh yeah, Maurice.
So we've been with Mo from before, when he had his dream of success and doing what he wanted to do, and nobody really believed that he could. And I mean, he's come a long way. Look, he's making a name, and he's
made it all the way up to the top, won it all.
Yeah, and he's making. He helped grow it to get more exposure. They got military divisions, which were awesome. They have women that are hitting it almost 400 yards out there now.
They hit over 400 yards.
Yeah,
they've topped 400. Several of them. Phyllis Meddy, who is the longest woman in the planet, if you ask me.
She lost when she gave up her Torres driver, right? That was her. Phyllis? Was that her that gave the other girl her driver because it broke or something?
Yes.
And the girl beat her by like a yard?
It was more than that.
It was?
Yeah, she got a bounce. Yeah, she got a good bounce. That's what it really comes down to in our sport. Whoever gets the best bounce wins. I learned that back in like 93.
Oh, wow, okay.
So I spent my career, I played professionally up until 2002, but I had been working on trying to perfect the bounce.
Okay.
And that's why when I had all my success from 2002 to 2012, when I committed to long drive, that's what I did. I controlled the bounce.
How does that work? When you got to find that spot of where that bounce is that's going to give you that yards. What do you do as a competitor to find that bounce on that grid?
We need that bounce.
Well, first of all, you got to have good vision. Now, back then, I could see the ball bounce and stuff when I was sitting in the stands, right?
Okay.
I don't see it so well anymore. But that helps a lot. And what I'll do, you have probably 8 or 10 rounds of preliminary qualifying, and I'm long enough to make it through those rounds pretty easily.
Okay.
So I have the opportunity, and I'm accurate enough that I can work the grid. Okay. So we used to get just 6 balls. So we get 6 balls. I would work the grid with and find spots. and I'd pay attention to where the bounce would go, and I said, okay, that looks pretty good. And then I would start hitting those spots more often, and by the time I got to the finals, the match play part of it, I had it dialed in, and I would just wear those spots out. I mean, if you look at any of the videos of me online, especially the 2011 championship when I won the Masters division, that was downwind on a firm grid, and there was about a probably 8 to 10 yard wide strip right in the middle of the grid. If you landed on that little crown, it was like asphalt. And I ended up, I knew all about flight dynamics and launch angles and spin rates, and I'm really, really good at controlling those with a high club head speed.
Wow!
So what I did was and it was heavy wind, and I knew that there was a speed slot in a heavy wind. Anytime it's blowing real heavy, there's always a slot where the ball will fly like a plane. If you hit it too much spin and get it above it, it'll go, but it'll drop down soft. If you hit it too low, the wind will knock it down, and it won't ever fly very far. So you got to find that slot. I found the slot. I found the slot. And I'm going to tell you what I did.
We're still looking for it.
Oh, no. Yeah.
We're looking for any slot that will work for us because we're not finding it.
It's there, baby. Trust me.
The
shot in the slot is what I used to always say.
Shot in the slot.
That's it.
All right, that's going to be one of our mottos, the shot in the slot, because we're going to be looking for it until we find you again. We have no idea where that shot in that slot is.
As a matter of fact, that's the phrase of the week.
Shot
in the slot.
Shot in the slot.
Yes.
That's perfect. Shot in the slot will be the phrase that pays. If you're going to enter shot in the slot, and if you have an extra idea of how we can find it, we might give you a bonus. Maybe. Hit us up on Twitter or Facebook or whatever and let us know where your shot in the slot is.
Hey, we're all out of time here, but David Mobley, thank you so much for joining us here on Bigg's Golf Talk. And how can people follow you out of retirement?
Yeah, try the Golf Mob at thegolfmob.com is my Twitter. David Mobley Golf on Facebook page. That's my Facebook page. And then, of course, my website is davidmobley.com.
All right. We got to post it up on ours and make sure that we help spread the word.
He's already following Bigg's Golf Talk.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So we're going to return to follows. We're going to get you and start spreading the love, man.
Oh, you got
Maybe
it,
we could do something together later on
Definitely.
in the future.
My teammate, the 2019 Team Gamez, Chippy for Children champions. Yeah, Bigg Jon Vick and David
I'm a first
Mobley.
place loser. But that's okay. Maybe we'll get invited back again, you know what I mean? Have a radio show. We have a tee-off, whatever, keep the same teams.
More Bigg's Golf Talk coming your way right after this. We'll be right back.
Still using an old golf GPS watch? It's time to upgrade to ShotScope. ShotScope isn't just a golf watch, it's a fully automated golf performance tracking system on your wrist. ShotScope gives you access to over 100 tour-level statistics, get putting analysis, short game breakdown, even find out how far you're booming your driver. All data is captured automatically by the groundbreaking ShotScope golf performance tracking system. ShotScope, the ultimate golf watch. Find out more at shotscope.com.
The United States Golf Challenge, sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka, is in its 5th season of identifying the best two-person amateur teams in the country. 8 teams and 4 flights in 2 age divisions represent Team USA in a Ryder Cup-style competition with their international counterparts in the King's Cup. We're looking for amateur golfers like you. The King's Cup is played in honor of golf's greatest ambassador, Mr. Arnold Palmer, whose honesty, integrity, sportsmanship, and commitment to excellence represent the ideals for which the game of golf is known. The road to the King's Cup begins with a local qualifier. Over 100 local qualifiers will be conducted throughout the U.S. beginning in February. By finishing in the top 30% of their local qualifier, teams earn their way into the USGC King's Cup National Qualifier. The USGC is also looking for golf courses to host qualifiers. For information or to search for a local qualifier, the USGC website is www.usgolfchallenge.com.
Another shot of whiskey, take another toke. I'll drink away all these voices that die trying in a cloud of smoke. Well, I'm a prisoner in my own mind, the life sentence I'm serving, doing my hard time, wasting away in a living hell. This flesh and bone of my jail cell. So bring me another bottle, tonight I'm buying. Baby, I can drink these voices quiet, so let it flow through my veins. Let it pour over me like a raging sea till I don't recall this pain. And when I'm down to the bottom of this one, bring another I'm buying. Baby, I can drink these voices quiet. Feel the burn of the whiskey buzz. I'm on the edge of forgetting all the things I've done. Smoke rolls down into my lungs. I fade to black as my head gets numb. One more shot, I think they're all dying. These voices in my head are getting quiet. So let it flow through my veins. Let it pour over me like a raging sea till I don't recall this pain. And when I'm down to the bottom of this one, bring another I'm buying. Baby, I can drink these voices quiet. Drink them all quiet. So let it flow through my veins. Let it pour over me like a raging sea till I don't recall this pain. And when I'm down to the bottom of this one, bring another I'm buying. Baby, I can drink these voices quiet.
Welcome back to Bigg's Golf Talk right here on Native Family Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify. And just before we came back from our lovely commercial break, you heard Drink 'em Quiet by Rob West here on Bigg's Golf Talk. And we have the man himself now joining us here in our hotel room.
How many people can say that?
Woo! How'd you get all this beer in here, bro?
Oh, man, dude.
It's difficult. Wait till later.
Wait, did you guys see the Tito's?
Look, my room is empty of Tito's. There's nothing but like 20 empty bottles in there.
Dude, I had to have a freaking, what do you call it? One of those...
a drone?
Drones.
You get a drone delivered to your room?
I had to call my boy, Eric. I said, Eric, just drone me a case of Tito's to my room, man. That thing just knocked on my window. There you go. Rob, Drink 'em Quiet, one of the songs you performed last night, as a matter of fact, on Sunday night, and it was just a great, great time. And another one after midnight. As a matter of fact, you could go on our Facebook page. I went Facebook Live with your...
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. Appreciate that.
And a lot of people love the song. I play your song when I do a show on Native Family Radio. Play your music, and people just love it. And here you are now. It's a golf talk show, but we're going to talk some music and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. What does it mean for you personally to be here?
I save it up all year. This is my big event that I always... I kind of hang my hat on. You guys know I do a ton of veteran stuff, and that goes without saying. But this is special because we get to come down here and raise a ton of money for this year. It's a foster group, fostering children. So This is a big one for me. And these are, Robert and Denise are family. Not only do I caddy for Robert when I'm out there on the Champions Tour, we're not playing music, but Denise and my wife and Robert and I have all become very, very close, like a family. And she treats this event like family. And you guys have seen all the celebrities that are down here.
Absolutely, yeah.
You get the vibe that everybody is here because they love each other.
Yeah.
Nobody's taking anything away here.
Right.
We're donating all of our time, all of our talent to raise money.
Right.
And Robert's been that
exactly.
kind of guy.
I mean, nobody gets paid. We don't get paid to be here. You don't get paid to be here. All the artists that performed and MCs and everything, nobody got paid to be here.
No, we're all here because we love them and we want to do some great things for children here in Orlando, Florida.
Yeah, last night when they had the auction, you had a lot of people, whether they were here to perform like you guys or just regular everyday Joes like us. Everybody was bidding. It didn't matter who was
It's cool
here.
to watch that, isn't it? It doesn't matter where you come from, who you are, or anything.
Yes.
When you put all those people in a room and ask them to open their heart and their wallets,
And
which
their wallets.
is a huge thing.
Yes.
I mean, that's a big thing. It happens every year. It's crazy how people donate and the volume, the amount of money that they donate. It's pretty cool.
I'll
And
tell
there's
you,
a lot
it
of
brings me
great
back to
stuff
the
out there.
days when I used to jock music in Chicago, and we used to go to these concerts, and we used to hang out in the green rooms and be backstage, and go back to the hotel and have the after parties and things like that.
I mean, we're hanging with John Cafferty, Charlie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so cool to be around all these people, and this is my 6th year doing this event, and literally all of us that come to Team Gamez stay in contact throughout the year.
The whole year. Yeah.
All year. We follow each other. We support each other. It's so weird how it's become a big family.
And the thing, it is a family.
It really is.
I was talking to Steve Azar, when we finished the round. He came over and shook my hand and said, "Hey, I want you on my show." I was like, "No, we want you on our show." What are you talking about? He goes, "It's only going to take 45 minutes. It's only going to take you 20 minutes. I got to be." So he's like, "Well, I'm going to send you all my information." And he goes, I said, "Okay." He goes, "No, I mean right now."
Yeah.
So he opened his phone. He did everything
That's so
I had to
cool.
do. Shot me over. He goes, "Make sure you get me all your information. We're going to get you on ours. You're going to be on ours, but back and forth."
That's so cool, isn't it?
That's how everybody
They're
was.
so humble, right? I
It
mean,
was.
Well,
Reggie
I was
Smith,
talking with
everybody.
Chris last night about, and Chris got to talk to, to that guy, and he's got so much going on, weight loss programs, and
it
and
was,
all that.
and that
so.
was, I got to tell you, man, having the famous Chris Hart, who I get to perform with,
that dude,
every night and every
I wish
weekend.
I could say the F word on this
I know,
show,
man. Is it
because that dude is just.
It was a different level for me this year, having a part of my musical family come with me down here and perform, and I could show off to the world Mr. Chris Hart.
Yeah.
Not that I don't already know, but this is a group of people that are my friends and celebrities and family that I wanted them to meet him and see the heart and how
the heart
it heart. Yeah, and it pours out on his
music is really
You
a
know?
heart.
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
When he plays, you can see the
You can
passion.
feel
And I'm
feel
not a
emotion.
musician. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, certain people can touch you when they sing.
Absolutely.
And that's a gift.
But touching you when they're playing guitar, let me tell you something.
That was my point.
It's different, man. It's
I have never had a person. I've been around a lot of bands.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about back in the days when I jocked music on Oldies 104.3 in Chicago. Been around a lot of bands. Been around backstage. Been on stage. Introduced bands on. Yeah. There is not one guitarist that has ever given me goosebumps like a Chris Hart.
He did.
Dude, I try singing next to that. I'm up there. And I forget to sing my lyrics to my songs because I'm watching him play guitar.
Yeah. It is.
It
is. It really is. It's a work of art, and we'll have him on later on.
Yeah,
of course.
we are.
He gets to hang out with us, but he can't talk. He's on mic restriction right now because we want to give him his own time and his own.
They've
platform.
been nonstop. That we actually woke his ass up.
Yeah, no kidding.
He's trying to wake up right now.
Well, we got. I think we might have a few more little enough for a party later on. A little get together.
Look, I don't fly out until tomorrow morning, so we got one.
I don't fly out until tomorrow morning.
There
either.
you go.
We got one more night after
one more
this.
night.
But I mean, what the camaraderie that's here from everybody.
Oh,
I mean, the people that we met. Jax Taylor from
isn't he
Vanderpump
cool?
Rules.
Good dude.
I went. I was walking by. He looked. I looked. I was like, yeah. And he goes, "You watch." Yeah, I watched. I've been watching for a long time.
You know what? And he's so different from what you see from television to personally.
And you know what?
He's such a good human being.
They on TV, of course. Everybody
editing.
We know.
I've been there.
We know
Right.
everybody has to be a villain.
Yeah.
And watching him mingle with people and for the cause, and watching them like when the puppies yesterday with his wife Brittany,
man. He was melting in front of those
incredible. Yes, it is incredible. I mean, because I'm thinking like, oh my God, he's going to be terrible. He's going to get drunk. He's going to do it. He was amazing,
dude. He is like top shelf, great guy.
He truly is.
Literally.
Nothing like what they show on the TV that I can experience.
Yeah.
Very humble golfer. And
Yeah.
the only time I've seen him golf was on Vanderpump Rules with the two Toms.
Hey, listen, anybody that could pull off that Elvis Presley shirt is is okay by me.
Yeah, no kidding.
And he pulled it off. Yeah. And he was really cool because I thought maybe he came over for the Tampa Bay Lightning job that I saw about 3 seasons ago that they offered him. And he's like, nah, I'm not leaving the show. So
I mean, it's a good fit, and he loves being out there. And,
but he was
geography is a lot of what we do.
Yes, and he was here supporting two great causes. They donated.
He worked his ass off. I mean, last night at the kickoff party.
Yeah, and he went and him and Brittany donated for the puppies.
Yeah,
for paws.
That's so awesome.
The funny thing is, he told somebody to keep bidding for him, and then all of a sudden he goes, it got up to like $4,000. You're like,
I grabbed Austin Petty's. Kyle's son, Richard's grandson.
Yeah.
I grabbed Austin.
He played on my team.
Yeah, he's such a good dude.
He
I grabbed his
awesome.
bidding card, his number last night, and I was running around. He's all, get that back here. You ain't bidding for me.
Yeah.
But it was so great, man. I mean, all the celebs
But
even
that's
buy
what it is.
stuff.
These people are amazing. They're normal people.
Yeah, they are.
You know
they
what
are
I mean?
people. They're
They're
human
normal.
beings. And you
They're
get to see
normal.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
They are just like his wife, Sarah. I mean, he's going to be on the show, Austin is.
Yeah.
But we had a joke. We were calling him Andy and all different names because, in the beginning, like the first 10 minutes I kept calling him Kyle.
Oh,
Kyle,
did you?
Kyle. And he was laughing. And
It happens a lot.
I was like, I'm sorry because I was putting your face, your name, and I said, you have a race car name. I didn't know he was the celebrity. I had no idea.
Are you serious? That's so
I had
funny.
no idea. So
that
I'm
is so
like,
funny.
and he goes, yeah, that's my grandfather, and that's my father. And
Yeah.
I was like, no way.
His stories are amazing. He's one of the funniest guys
Hilarious.
and coolest guys I've ever hung
and
out
what a
with.
giving guy, because they had that
Yes.
package, that NASCAR experience package.
Yes.
Well, he said, quote unquote, whoever bids this amount of money, I will guarantee you the seats at Daytona 500.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So
I mean, think about that.
Think about that.
That's a big package.
That's a huge package.
They did a lot of stuff.
And I think that thing went for like $11,000.
I think so, yeah.
They were lucky. Everything that they were going to get.
Yeah, man.
Did they sell you?
No,
At this time? Okay.
Well, they try to do. They auction off the country artists or the performers that are closer to this region. So the fact that I'm in Arizona and it's harder for them to get me out here, for me to be to get out here.
But have somebody
Not like
doing
we
the
did with the Folds of Honor, where
Yeah,
we actually auctioned you off.
Yeah, because
to-
New Mexico to Arizona is a short trip. It's
Short trip.
easier,
Yeah.
and I think like everything is, music is also geographical. Where artists are popular in one area and not. And we're growing across the country at this point, but I think it's just really it's semantics at that point. Logistics on how you get somebody out there to do it. Yeah, and I think if they had to fly me in and put me up and all those things, we're taking away from the charity. And that's the first.
Yeah,
that's
because you had
the
that
priority.
other guy. I hadn't heard him sing until last night. Him and his wife, the country singers. The one that had
Kenyon Lockery and Ginny.
Yes.
Oh man.
Oh,
so his
listening
story
to
is
him-
incredible.
Oh, God, I loved
he
him.
toured with Mel Tillis.
Oh, he did?
So Mel Tillis was his mentor.
Wow.
Yeah, he's got an incredible story. Y'all need to talk to him.
We got
we'll have
to
to-
definitely hook up with
Yeah.
him because listening to him and his wife sing and share the mic,
How about
even though
that?
there was 2 mics.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna share.
Oh no, man! They're the cutest couple.
They
man, I'll
are.
tell you.
They're amazing. And then what he did, he's going to have a private concert in the house, sing a song, make the song for you.
Yeah, he's done it before where
yes.
he wrote a song. I did that a couple years ago. I wrote a song for another part of the Gamez event.
Yeah.
It's so cool that we get to do stuff like that and make it personal for
And
somebody.
special. That's
Yeah,
like that takes it
absolutely.
over the top.
Yep.
Speaking of Team Gamez, 2020 now ahead. We look forward to next year.
Yeah.
What would you tell the golfers out there in the area here or in the area abroad about participating in
we
Team
get people
Gamez.
all over the country that fly in for this. I have a good buddy from
California was here.
Scottsdale, Arizona.
Yeah.
A good friend of mine, Top Hat Thoroughbreds. He owns a bunch of racehorses. Flew in just to support. I would say this: if you get the opportunity, no matter where you are, be here. It's an experience.
Schedule your vacation around this
because
there's
literally.
so much. I mean, you got Disney just right down the street
and
here.
the concerts that we put on, and if you can get to be a part of the VIP package where you sponsor enough to get into the VIP suite, where
and we will vouch for that because we were VIPs.
How great is that?
That was awesome.
Chris was in there shredding the guitar,
free
and everybody's
drinks.
playing,
free
and
drinks.
Yeah, you got food,
and the music was nonstop.
You're literally rubbing side by side with guys like Grant Fuhr.
Yes.
Jim McMahon. You got all these people that roll in here.
NSYNC was in the house.
NSYNC, Chris.
Yeah, Chris Kirkpatrick, one of my buddies. He's a great dude.
Because I was looking at Chris, and I kept telling Biggs, I was like, I know that guy from somewhere. And he's like, nah. I was like, I know him from somewhere. And I go up to Chris, I was like, are you from NSYNC? And he's like, he laughed. He goes, yeah. I was like, you know how I know you? You were plastered all over my walls. And I said, well, let me rephrase that.
He got a little worried.
I got girls. I got daughters. And he's like, whew, you almost lost me.
And then he put his arm around him. He says, okay, now we could be friends.
That's funny.
Yes. But that's how it was. I mean, we're and the thing was, I didn't know who he was. And we're laughing. And he's cutting himself up, telling funny jokes.
Yeah. You realize exactly that they're great people doing great things,
Yes.
and they're just human beings. But that's really what it's about, man.
Yeah.
If you're on the outside looking in, you don't have to be.
No.
All you have to do is come down here and be a part of this event, donate, spend some time, have a hell of a good time on the golf course, because that's a blast.
Yes.
So you get to play
we
one
had
of
a
the
great
finest,
time.
Orange Tree.
And this is one of the first events for those people. We have a lot of events that we do. This is the first one that once you paid, you do what you have to do, you contributed, you have the auction. Once those other events, the concert and everything are done, asking for money and everything is gone.
Yeah, it's over.
Now you're there. Breakfast, you're going to have your treats for lunch, you're going to have your soda, you're going to have all the Tito's and all the beers and everything you want, and you're just going to golf.
Absolutely.
There's nobody on any holes. Oh, let's do this, let's do that.
Yeah.
No, all the money's been collected.
It's all done.
Yeah,
that's I'm glad you brought that up, because a lot of people they feel sometimes pressure about auction items or things like that.
Yeah.
It's not it. That's the business side of the night.
Yes.
Once we get that over with, then it's just let it loose.
Yeah.
Man.
And that's what we did.
And then Charlie Hoon and Cafferty come out and do their thing.
Friend.
And blow,
Rock
Holt,
and roll. I mean,
Mark Starr.
Who was that? Who was that dude that sang the AC/DC song?
Oh, that was the sound guy. Donnie.
Yeah.
How amazing is that?
A freaking sound guy comes on stage. Were you? I don't know if you were on your phone call
so
or not.
Donnie, he's got a big sound company. He does do some of his own music and performing, but. Didn't that blow you away that the sound dude walks out from the booth and gets on there and just nails AC/DC?
Yeah.
So there's so much talent flowing around the room
there is.
all the time.
And you don't know who you're going to see, who you're going to rub it, and everybody is anybody.
Yeah, and
what I
want
to find out from Chris when we have him on our next segment is how does he get used to playing with different people, because that takes...
Well, when you got that kind of talent and that level... you can set anyone in front of Chris and he can play with them. And you know what's funny is it doesn't matter what kind of music. Because Frank Ortega performed and he does a lot of more Spanish-style music.
Yes.
Chris just right along with him, man. It's incredible to watch him. I don't think there's anybody... We've been trying to stump him for years. We're in the suite playing the VIP party and somebody yelled out... Dead or Alive by Bon Jovi. Of course, Chris rips it right out. Like, you ever play that before? He's all, no, but I kind of think I know how it goes. So I'm like, are you kidding?
We're going to find out when we see him later on and we talk to him if it's just by maybe he has a good ear.
You know what? It's a gift. It's like we talked earlier about moving people through guitar and through his music. You can't put your thumb on it. I don't even try to define it. I just let it happen. I let it be organic. When Chris and I perform together,
and we've seen it,
I just let it go. He's always right there. I never have to. I am so comfortable when he's with me that I can just be 100% me all the time, knowing he's going to be right there with me. And that's what So 6 years, I finally get to bring out, my right hand, the guy that helps me be the best I can be on stage every night.
Right.
And they got to see that, and the feedback was incredible.
Everybody loves him.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
We don't want to make him blow up his head.
It's not, that's the thing. It's not just that. I've heard so many people talk about meeting him, and it wasn't just the music and the guitar playing.
No, it's
like,
him.
This guy is a
They were because
Unbelievable
people
human
talk. I guess we'll have to tell him, Diane. We
Yeah,
don't
I mean, you
want
might
to inflate his ego.
I'm going to go ahead and blow him up as much as I can
Well,
because I love him that much that I want to say those things. But people were talking about his character.
They were
his
talking about
personality.
him at the table.
Yeah, as a human
They
being.
didn't know that I know Chris.
Yeah.
And they had just finished talking
you could hear buzz
because
just
he
coming.
had. I had first they were talking to him, and it wasn't even by a bar. It wasn't by. They were just talking to him right there, like everybody else. And you know what?
Because when you look at Chris, he does not look like a musician. I mean.
No, he looks like a lumberjack, and he's going to throw you across the room.
But the thing is, you know what we and I've personally seen it. It doesn't matter if the person's 80 years old, 60 years old, 50 years old, 20 years old. He will still give that same amount of attention to that person and just connect.
Let's spend a few minutes now on your EP, Arizona. As they heard, my favorite song off the EP is that Drink 'Em Quiet.
You know what? It's trending right now. I'm so blessed and proud of that song. It came from such a deep place.
Yeah.
Chris helped me write the music on that and the lyrics, and it was a long time before he and I stopped getting emotional, and we still do, but there were a few times where he and I played that song, and we were both crying by the time we were done with that.
There was tears on Kickoff Party.
Yeah.
There was tears when
those people crying.
Yeah,
and you had men and women alike. It didn't matter.
And it was cool to see the veterans there, and that's what we do. And the EP's doing great. Like I say to everybody,
I'm
thank you
sharing
for
it
playing.
like crazy.
We're so blessed and grateful, and all my friends here, all my celebrity friends are sharing it out there, and it's it was a labor of love, and hearing people and their feedback makes me believe and feel that I did all the right things, and I waited so long to do it that I'm glad I did. I had something to say, and I chose great songs and wrote great songs. I think that was the best I could put forward at that moment.
How can people find out more information about the EP Arizona?
They can find it on just about every digital market: Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, anywhere. You can Google and it'll all pop up. Rob West Arizona is the name of the EP. Our website will be relaunching soon with a new line of merchandise. I just made a deal while I was down here for a whole new line of merchandise to come out.
Does that mean we have to support it? I'm down to support it.
You know what?
I'll
you guys,
support
it's
it.
going to be some cool stuff. A good friend of mine down here, Mike Hope, that does a lot, just kind of cemented a deal with us to handle the merchandise moving forward.
Sweet.
So, the website, robwestmusic.com.
Yeah.
Find us on social media. Instagram, Rob West Official.
Very active on Facebook.
Yeah.
Very active
Rob
on
West
Facebook.
Music on Facebook. I want people to go there so they can see behind the scenes and really who we are as people. What the band and I are doing, what I'm doing. You're going to have a good time when you follow our social media pages. Cause we put a lot of positive stuff.
Right.
It's funny.
There.
That's how we know where you're at.
Yeah,
You're not getting any stalkers.
Yeah,
they're going to know where you're at too.
Well, it's all right. We have a filter for that, but I have people in front of that. But
there you go.
Country music star Rob West joined us here on Bigg's Golf Talk. Rob, thank you so much.
Thank you guys, and thanks for being down here. I love you,
appreciate it, man. Yeah, absolutely.
And we'll see you in a little while.
Absolutely.
More Bigg's Golf Talk coming your way. Coming up next is the infamous. Oh, you're gonna love this guy, Chris Hart. Up next here on Bigg's Golf Talk. We'll be right back.
Have you ever seen a tour pro line up a putt with a dirty ball? No way. A clean ball rolls accurately, and accurate putts mean lower scores. The solution? Ready Putt. It's the putter cover reinvented. Ready Putt has a patented ball cleaner that's made to absorb and retain water. All you need to do is add water, and it remains wet throughout your round, giving your ball the perfect shine. It also has a magnetic surface to hold your ball marker and divot repair tool. Let's say you switch putters from round to round using a blade, mid-mallet, or large mallet. Ready Putt Original has you covered. Look, putting is hard enough. Accurate putts start with a clean ball, and a clean ball starts with Ready Putt.
For more information about Ready Putt, visit ReadyPutt.com. That is ReadyPutt.com. Clean it and sink it. Welcome back to Bigg's Golf Talk right here on Native Family Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all your Alexa devices. Don't forget about TuneIn. We're on TuneIn as well. Not only are we on TuneIn for Native Family Radio, but we are on their podcast channel for TuneIn, so make sure you check it out. Also, check out our website, www.biggsgolftalk.com, BiGGs golftalk.com. Enter the contest. Earlier on, we had the phrase that pays. If you missed it, start the show over. because I'm not going to give it again.
Okay.
I'm tough.
I might. Maybe. I don't know. It depends how I feel.
Now, typically we have our product of the week, Bigg's product of the week, sponsored by Tito's Vodka and U.S. Golf Challenge. However, we're going to forego our Bigg's product of the week, but it's still sponsored by the U.S. Golf Challenge and Tito's Vodka. You must be 21 years of age to enjoy a great Tito's beverage. Friends, don't let friends drive drunk. And joining us now is a really good friend of the show now. You know, I really gotten to know this guy back in New Mexico and now out here in Orlando. And what a phenomenal person. But what a phenomenal guitarist.
Yes.
Bill, we have we've seen him perform in New Mexico for the first time.
Yep.
We've heard about him. Rob has spoken about him to us before. Finally got to see him perform in New Mexico at the Folds of Honor event.
Yep.
But you want to talk about such adjusting and adaptive, and the guy could play with anybody. We seen it at the launch party, at the big show party, and this guy, he could play with anybody, and it's just,
and he does.
Yeah,
he does play with anybody, everybody, and everybody wants to play with him.
Yeah, I mean, and plays the guitar in the back of his
behind
neck.
his head.
Yeah.
It's almost making me feel special.
Well, you are special.
No, there ain't no making you feel special because you are certainly a special person. Chris Hart's joining us here on Bigg's Golf Talk. Chris, when did it all start for you?
That is a fantastic question. You know, it actually started when I was 11 years old. I'm the only one in my family that plays. My grandpa did have a banjo that he kept behind his door. And so I would go as a kid and just kind of hit the strings, you know. And he told my mom, you should get that boy a guitar for Christmas. Well, she ended up doing that. And I've been doing it ever since.
Wow.
Yeah. I actually
self-taught, I'm assuming?
Well, I took lessons for 2 months, and then I wanted what's called a guitar processor. So you can give your guitar a bunch of different sounds, you know. So I was kind of just learning about these things. And my dad told me, he said, well, I can either afford to pay for lessons or buy you the processor. I said, I'll take the processor and I'll learn on my own. And so that's exactly what I did. And it was a fantastic journey. I have to give my parents extreme credit because I was a straight-A student in school when I was 15 years old, and I told them I was going to quit and go on the road full-time, and because I had an opportunity to do that. And, well, they didn't want me to do that like any other, you know, good parents. You know, they need to go through.
You need to go to college.
School.
Get your degree. Yeah.
And I was I was a good kid, never gave them no trouble, but I was very
adamant.
Yes, that's a fantastic word. And it took me 2 weeks, and I talked them into letting me go and get a GED and pursue my dreams. And because they let me do that, I'm able to be here right now.
Yeah. But you've had some ups and downs physically within yourself. And, you know, we got to talk about the things that you've done and what you've overcome, you know, from the crippling pain that you've had not long ago to where you're able to play now.
Yeah,
and get this magic back, or take it to even newer level.
Well, you know, sometimes when you're out, you know, living life and try to pursue your dreams, you know, your body protects you to keep your mind sane, you know, and to get through a lot of these things. And then once you finally get through that, you know, it takes its toll on you eventually. We're just human like anybody else, you know. So what happens is I was going through some arthritis, some really bad arthritis pain that makes you to where you basically just have to lay down in the bed. You walk too much, you hurt. You lay too much, you hurt, you know. But I've been able to lose weight, down almost 100 pounds.
Good for you.
Which a diet that I have that is easy. It's so easy you don't even have to think about it.
Right.
Actually,
that's the same way. I've been doing the keto diet for the last 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's really a lifestyle now. I mean, I enjoy it, but you know, at the same time, I'm in a challenge right now. And when I get off that challenge, because I'm in a hardcore keto diet right now.
Yeah.
But when I get off that challenge, I'm going to enjoy a nice piece of toast. Or
and you're looking fantastic, brother.
Yeah,
you're
thank
looking
you.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
It makes you feel good when you. I don't weigh myself pretty much. This is the way I do it. I bought a 2X shirt because I was wearing 4X and 5X shirts, you know. And I kept trying that shirt on, and I kept trying it on. And then eventually I could put it on, and then eventually it's a little loose, you know. And now I'm wearing a 2X shirt from Target, which I've never been able to buy in my entire life.
And that's the thing. A lot of people focus on the size of who they are, what they are, and how they are, and never they just go on the scale. I did this, I did this, I did that, and as soon as they reach that number on that scale, everything goes back up because now I reached that.
Yeah.
But when you have accountability and you just wanted to fit in a shirt.
Yeah.
You didn't care how much you weighed. You didn't care about the number.
No.
And ideally, when you do things and you work out and you're playing now, not laying in bed because your arthritis is killing you,
right,
and you're able to do those things. You're going to lose weight. You're going to be able to do more. Your body's going to change.
Yeah.
But that stupid number that you step on, that might not change, and that thing plays mental havoc on your brain.
That's the hardest challenge is the mental part of this.
Right.
You know, so if what you got to do is beat that before you even start. So that was, I mean, I've been through so much hard stuff in my life. I mean, I've been on the lowest of the low, you know, so I'm not afraid anymore. What have I got to lose? I've already been there, you know?
Yep.
So that's the thing. You just, everybody gets in a hurry to lose weight, right? But you didn't get in a hurry to gain the weight. So why are you doing that?
Yes.
You know? Why are you worried about how much I weigh 3 months from now? Do it simple. Let's go from a year. And that way, because I've failed along this way. You know, I might be down almost 100 pounds, right? But I still went and had the cheat days where I ate donuts and all those things and that you really shouldn't eat if you're trying to lose weight. But I always had progress. I didn't look at that day, that week that I
That's
did
what a
bad.
lot of people do.
Yeah,
they had that donut, they panic. Oh, I ate
and
that
it's all
donut.
over.
And then they ate another one.
Yeah.
And now I'm emotional. Give me a piece of chocolate. Oh, God. And they just lose their mind because that one episode, and instead of just focusing on one mistake, forget about it. Don't look at the scale. Keep going. I like your idea with the shirt. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what happened with me.
I remember when you messaged me. I was so happy.
I posted a pic. This guy gave me a USSSA shirt, a company I work for now to evaluate umpires. Gave me he says, I have an extra large. Looks like you've been losing weight. And I said, yeah. And he goes, try it on.
Yeah.
I tried it on. I still had room in the shirt. This here is an extra large shirt.
Right. And that's the most amazing motivation you can have right there.
You were there, as a matter of fact, that weekend that
and we talked
I told
about
that
it.
story. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fantastic. It made me feel just as happy as when people say those same things about me. Like, Chris, you look different, you know? And I don't look in the mirror for that. I just wait till somebody says it because then you know you're really doing it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. When somebody else notices, I think it has a little more impact because we're so focused on the negativity in ourselves and what we do. And we look at ourselves in a different way than other people are. And I'm sure you don't sit in the mirror and look, oh, wow, I really do have a heart. I really am taking the time to do this. I'm really you don't seem like the person that would do that.
Yeah.
And I've never seen, in all the interaction that we have, I've never seen you look for accolades of what you're doing or look what I just did.
Something else that happened today. I was able and Mob said to me, hey, why don't you get closer to the ball? I said, I was always afraid to get too close to the ball because I had this.
Right.
And he says, no, get closer to the ball. I said, I got closer to the ball. Sure enough, I was not even that far away from the ball. Boom. Straight. And higher.
Yeah. Well, you couldn't because everybody would like, dude, you're a little barrel. You need to step back so you can get out of your own way. And even me, because of my chest, everybody's like, oh, you need to step back. And then I met a guy over in one of my last trips, I think it was in Texas.
Right.
I met the guy, and he was like, no, step closer to the ball, move your elbow in. And now I was just, I'm like, wow, simple moves.
That's something I've noticed about people in the golf community and the music community. They're always there to help no matter who they are.
Right.
No matter how famous they are or anything. They're always there to help their fellow person,
That brings me to my next question. Yeah. Who do you look up to in your music career?
I look up to all the guys that are not in the position I'm in right now that would want to be doing what I'm doing. That's why I'm out here doing this. So they can go, oh, if he can do it, I can do it. Because I was the guy who was playing in the clubs where nobody was listening to you or playing, these really rough places that are hard to do. But, for me, it's always been the underdog. the guy who wants it so bad, So that's who I look up to. There's other, as far as celebrity guitarists and things that I've met. George Benson, who is one of the most popular musicians, artists, guitar players, singers that I think in the world. I mean, everybody knows who he is.
Yep.
And I've gotten the fortunate to get to know him in the last 3 years. He's kind of taken me under his wing and showed me how to, help people, get through their times of need. Because my job on stage for 3 minutes that you watch me play is to make you forget about the troubles you have.
Mm-hmm.
That's what my calling is.
Yeah.
So, and me and George, we kind of feel that same way. When you guys see me interacting with the fans and things, that's something that I've always seen him do. I go to lunch with him, and no matter where we go, somebody recognizes him,
Yeah.
He'll get his food. He'll sit down and eat. People come up and talk to him. He'll never, ever complain. He'll sit there and speak with them and engage, look them right in the eyes, and just be the person he should be and the person that he is, A
lot of the celebs did that here this past weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, especially at the big show party, at the pairings party. That's what they did. I mean, they were nobody complained about being talked to, taking a picture, whatever the case might be. And
one of my guys fantastic people that I've met here who I used to watch on TV for years was Christopher Rich.
Yeah.
On the Reba show.
Yeah.
Me and him were talking for the longest time. This guy's made me laugh for years,
Yeah.
And just to be on stage playing and get off and then have someone like that go, man, you're awesome, and just be your friend and just be accepted, that's an awesome thing.
I can take it one step further. I heard fellow musicians talk that way about you.
That Megadeth drummer was talking really good. I mean, he was really impressed with you.
Yes, he was.
Sean Drover is.
And he was talking not only inside, but he was talking to people outside. And I just happened to be walking by.
Yeah.
And I met him, and he didn't know who I was. He doesn't know that I know you. He didn't know nothing. And he was just blowing you and Rob up.
That's fantastic.
And how much he loved what you guys are doing, how you're doing it, the songs, the music, everything.
Let me tell you a story about Sean Drover. About 7 or 8 years ago, when I was living in Albuquerque, I was working at a store. Probably the only job I've ever had was working at a store called Music Go Around. Sean Drover was brought in to do a drum clinic there. I set up his drums there. This is when nobody knew who I was,
Yep.
And so the other night, after I played, me and Rob at the VIP party upstairs, he came up to me, man. He's like, it's been a long time since I heard chops like that on an acoustic guitar, let alone, that he's like, that takes a lot of nerve to be out there on an acoustic guitar and where it's just no amps and just rawness and just playing like that. And then I said, you know what? You mind if I tell you a story? So I pulled out my phone and I pulled up that picture because I have a picture of me and him together after we'd done the clinic and stuff. I said, 7 or 8 years ago, you came to Albuquerque, and I set up your drums, and now I'm doing the same things that you're doing, and I just wanted to share that moment with you because you were awesome to me, and we've been best friends ever since that moment.
That's incredible.
He's so awesome. He's been there, done that.
It's all about down to earth too. I mean, even at the morning of the golf outing, he came up to us and called, hey, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, and that's the thing, the camaraderie. But when you get those kind of accolades from the people that are in the same level,
industry,
industry, or have already attained a certain amount of success in the industry, and they're willing to stop and make that acknowledgement and say, hey, what you're doing is fantastic, and that has to make you feel good.
Well, you know what? It's an amazing thing. It's an amazing part of my story because, going through what I went through, I was fighting for custody, lost my home, lost everything. Me and my 3 boys were homeless, bouncing around couch to couch, And then once I won custody, I had a little bit of cash saved up, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to move back to Nashville and make another push and do what I want to do because I believe in myself, and I owe it to me and my boys to do that. We fought hard times. I bought us a cheap little camper. It was like $800, we have nothing.
But you had everything.
Yes.
You had each other.
And that's the thing. We're sitting there. It would rain, and we could only sit in one spot of the camper that didn't leak. You know what I mean? Now, fast forward from that to 5 years later, I'm in a room with John Cafferty, who's going, man, I ain't heard fingers like that in a while,
Right.
Or you've got Christopher Rich, people I used to watch.
Yeah.
I was watching on TV when I was going through these hard times, you know. The Gin Blossoms, who I've got to work with, those guys too, just in all the fantastic artists we hear. Steve Azar, the compliments I got from him.
Steve's amazing.
Yeah, he is amazing.
And the thing is, like, he'll give you your accolades, and like before, I don't know if you were here yet when we were talking about Steve. He's an amazing gentleman. It didn't matter if it's your level, our level, and he was the same, clear cut amongst everybody.
Yeah.
He stopped and talked to everybody, acknowledged everybody, and that's what it's about. When you can do that and have a great heart like you guys have, it's incredible, and it speaks volumes about the character. A lot of people don't want to be bothered when that camera is not on them.
Well, and for me, I know what it's like for no one knows who you are and don't even want to talk to you. So when there's people who want to spend their time and take time out of their day to talk to me, I'll stay 2-3 hours, whatever it takes after the show. It does not matter to me. I'll be there with you all night if you want to talk, because those people are the reason why I exist.
We have a few minutes here, and we're talking with Chris Hart. He is a really great guitarist, phenomenal, fantastic. And I'll tell you what, this guy could play with anybody, but you're really moving in a direction of your life that you are going to venture into something else for your future. Tell us about that.
Well, I've going through my past and experiencing things that I've been through. I feel like I've experienced what a lot of people have been through, hard times, not knowing where to turn.
Pure American life.
Yes, and those people, which is me, I believe need someone like me to stand up for them, to be in a position to fight for them, because I know what it's really like to be them. I know what it's like to be the dad who's behind on child support but not on love. I know what it's like to be a guy who unfortunately has to put tags on the car but can't get them renewed, so he's got to drive down the road and hopefully he doesn't get pulled over. Life has been tough. I know these things. So I'm right now, with all the work that I do with the veteran community and all the charity events, it's really kind of put my life in a direction of giving back and wanting to fight for people. Because there was people fighting for me when I was doing what I was doing. Yeah. So I think a political office run is what I'm going to go into in the future, because it just makes sense for me to. That's how I figure if the music ever slows down, which I don't think it is right now. I just feel like I can give more and keep giving back to the community and do things that nobody can do right now, because I've been there. I know what it's like, and everybody needs representation, know. And
it does. It's true.
Right now, it's a great time to show people that somebody cares about you.
Yeah, I know you made that announcement. Facebook a couple of months ago.
Now, is there some way people can follow you, support you?
Yes. You can go to Facebook. You can put in Chris Hart Guitarist. That'll take you to my musician page. That will also bring up my personal page. There's Instagram, which is Chris Hart Guitar. Those are the two main ways to follow me. There's YouTube that you can look up as well. Or you can Google #the famously unknown guitarist. That'll get you to where you want to be.
That's going to change real quick.
That's going to change real quick.
You know what I mean? That's just going to be a hashtag.
Well, George Benson told me, he said, "Man, you're going to have to stop using that name. It ain't going to work."
It's not going to work. I don't believe it works right now.
Well, I'm in a room last night. Everybody's a celebrity. There's 100 celebrities in this place last night.
Yeah.
And when you play in front of that, and that not only just actors and baseball, football, but you got musicians, the top of the top.
Yes.
And all these guys come up to you and tell you and make you feel welcomed. It really makes you feel like what you're doing is the right thing.
You're doing the right thing.
Well, you are doing the right thing. You're our brother. We appreciate you. I appreciate you coming on, brother.
Yes, anytime.
Yes. And
thanks for having me.
We'll talk soon, huh? Like I told you, anytime you're in Albuquerque and you need someplace, you just give me a call.
Same works for me. And you get to Arizona, you guys always got a place to stay.
Billy, what another great show, my friend. We wrap it up here in Orlando, Florida.
Yep.
I'm going back home. I got to catch a flight. For Bill the GolfFather Cuebas, for Amanda the Golf Diva Robertson, I'm Bigg Jon Vick. This has been Bigg's Golf Talk and a special presentation right here, out here in Orlando, Florida. Until next week, everybody, good golfing, and you matter.